Morning.
Good morning, Tega. Looking great this morning.
You need to go and catch her up on, in fact, go and propose up on youtube.com/smooth981 Lagos.
That's right. Don't
Okay,
forget.
note, I only take Arsenal fans and with Roger Federer money. Wait now, and will give me twins like the Ajax boys.
Oh, wow.
So now that you know the format.
Hey.
Don't forget
You
to
better
jump
show
in.
your credentials. Thank you very much.
Send us messages on Twitter. Yes, please use the hashtag LockerRoom981. There are 2 hours in Locker Room. And also, please send us WhatsApp messages. Send them to 0809-444-0981. And we're streaming live right now, so you can check that out.
youtube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos. Send your messages up on the live stream. Watch Tega as she gyrates around the studio. I'm not sure what's going on, but it looks good. All right, so let's start off with, you know what we're going to start off with, right? So Rafael Nadal said winning the Australian Open title on Sunday was one of the most emotional moments of his career as he sealed a men's record 21st Grand Slam title by defeating Russian Daniil Medvedev. And you know what? I'm just going to take this globally. I feel like people are happy that Russia got defeated. It might be a sign of the times to come. And then historic news, Ashley Barty says she feels humbled to have joined tennis royalty's most exclusive club with the Grand Slam crown on 3 different surfaces, but she vowed there's still work to be done. Oh, okay, now I see what's going on. I was wondering, we've got more stories for you, and remember,
Every
we
story,
want
every layer.
all of your messages up on 0809-444-0981. So apart from Nadal and Barty that we're going to be talking about, we've got 35 players to hit Super Falcons Abuja camp for Lady Elephants. Police make arrest after Greenwood accused of assault. You know we're going to talk about that. Then Egypt and Senegal are into AFCON semis as Crush Stadium confirmed as a venue for final. Let's hope no mistakes are made again. And Tuchel keen to add Club World Cup crown to Chelsea trophy cabinet. Let's see if you can get it. Barca signed Traore on loan from Wolves, and Lampard signs a contract to become Everton manager, according to media reports.
That's a good one. So, 4 stories we got for you today. So, let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about emotional Nadal, shall we?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, so emotional.
So Rafael Nadal said winning the Australian Open title on Sunday was one of the most emotional moments of his career as the Spaniard sealed a men's record 21st Grand Slam title by defeating Russian Daniil Medvedev.
almost. Remember, it's Dev at the end. Medvedev.
Yeah. There we go. In the final.
You got it.
So you have to read the statement now. Somebody will read 21, you will read the statement.
I'm sorry. It was one of the most emotional matches in my tennis career.
Kaide,
Nadal said.
no.
Okay, let's
Are you not going to be an actor in later life?
Let's
Please
put some
do it with
comic into
feeling.
it.
No, you
Okay.
do. You
Say it was one of the most emotional matches in my tennis career. I don't know what to say. For me, it's just amazing.
Oh wow.
And he went on to say, being honest, 1 month and a half ago, I did not know if I would be able to be back on the tour and play tennis again. And today, in front of all of you, having this trophy with me, you really don't know how much I fought to be here.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That's
good.
more like it. That's the emotion you need. So, and that's the backstory for today's show. Is that a month and a half ago he was on crutches. He just had a surgery, and doctors had talked
Pain in
about
his foot.
not foot, and doctors had talked about his tendonitis that he, as it is when he turns 60, he may not be able to walk because he had no cartilage between his
This
knees.
is what is called debilitating.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so there was all that drama that walking was even going to be a problem for him in later stages in life. And not to talk of playing. And what even made his own worse was that he's had this thing for a long time, and he played on it and won 20 titles, and then he had the major breakdown last year. So it looked very hopeless yesterday, which is what made Roger Federer's message all the more made it all the more
Emotional.
intimate, because both of them were on crutches at the same time, laughing at each other like old men on crutches, only for Rafa Nadal to come back in 2022 January to defeat Daniil Medvedev, the most informed man on tour,
Cold, ruthless.
from 2 sets down.
That's what you call determination right there.
He played for 5 hours and 20 minutes.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine running up and down the court for 5? Look, there's no sport that's played like that. Super Bowl that they take breaks in between. Not reach 5 hours. These guys were on the court just slugging it out point after point. But going back to the match, and it's really about Daniel Medvedev just losing his head. So he's leading by 2 sets, and he schooled Rafa Nadal in the first set. In the second set, Rafa Nadal brought his best. He literally threw the kitchen sink at Daniel Medvedev, but Daniel Medvedev came back at it, answered every question he asked, and asked some questions that Nadal couldn't answer. He still won the second set. Now in the third set, Medvedev was already struggling physically, but you know that thing, because you're mentally strong, and you're winning. There's adrenaline pumping, there's stamina coming from that mindset. He's winning. And then they had a 40-point rally, and the crowd didn't think Rafa Nadal was going to win. They're just trying to cheer him back up into the match. Like, you're a 20 Grand Slam champion, don't lose in straight sets, for goodness sake. All they were trying to do, let's just get him one set, and then he can lose. And they decided to rally point by point for Rafa Nadal. So there was this 40-point rally that Rafa Nadal won, and the crowd went wild. And after that 40-point rally, every first serve that Medvedev lost, they cheered. Every point that Nadal won, they cheered. Medvedev now started getting upset that the crowd, they have low IQ, that they are sad people. Why are they doing
Really?
this?
He said that?
And he was ranting on his chair. And that is the problem with that was
been abusing the
He's not
crowd
really
for
good
quite a
sportsman.
while.
that was the beginning of his problem. Because yes, the crowd will support who they support. So you need to get your act together. You're not there to play for the crowd, you're there to play for yourself, to win your second Grand Slam title. When you win, the crowd will cheer you. I've told you before, people like winners. Win. When you finish winning, you will get fans. If you don't win, that's when you don't get fans. And some people interpret that to mean that they should do credit card. That's not what that means. But that's absolutely not what that means. You have to work to win it. And so he lost his focus, and because he lost his focus, everything else that was wrong with him, his physical strength, now started becoming magnified. And that's how he lost the third set and the fourth set and the final set. So that even in the final set, when he looked like he was trying to fight back, it was already too late. And then at the end of the match, he now gave, in his press conference, now gave a talk that he almost, today was the day he felt like, I don't want to play again. My dream was gone. I was just like, Medvedev, no, it's not like that.
It's not that deep.
It's not that.
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep. They don't hate you. They're just cheering their guy on. Sometimes you just have to know that
It's tough to play in the
yeah,
Look at
it's
him.
tough to play in a
or
look,
Federer.
or a Federer. Federer, your people will cheer against you. Your own village people, the people of your household. So you have to calm down and focus on the purpose that you are there for, which is to win. And for me, he lost his mind. Yes, he struggled physically, but Nadal was also struggling physically. You know how they say,
I think Nadal even still
I love
struggled
how,
more.
as we're talking about them, we're watching
we're
Daniel
watching them.
lose
All right,
in
so
real
let's go
slow.
back to another fighter from
Continue.
Ashley Barty.
Oh, Ashley, her 44-year record breaking. So Ashley Barty says she feels humbled to have joined tennis royalty's most exclusive club with a Grand Slam crown on 3 different surfaces, but she vowed there's still work to be done. She goes on to say, I'm still very much learning and trying to refine my craft and try and learn every single day and get better and better.
And the reason she said that was simple. She won the first set convincingly, but in the second set she was 5-1 down.
Ooh.
And Danielle Collins was serving for the set. So throughout the set, she made a lot of mistakes, and herself and her coach, all they had done was train for her serves. So they made her serves a little more potent. But during the second set, she couldn't find the first serve. And her forehands were just going wild. So those were the struggles, and I think that's why she's saying she still needs to fine-tune her craft. Those were her biggest struggles, and those are her biggest weapons. So for you to be struggling on those weapons for that long in the set was a big problem for her. But for Danielle Collins, you have to understand that, first of all, this is her first time in a Grand Slam final, you know. And then she has an opportunity to serve against the world number 1 in Ashley Barty for the set, and she gets nervous. And the minute she gets nervous, Ashley Barty is like a shark in the water that has seen blood. She just, the blood, as soon as she just saw the girl struggling, she pounced. I kid you not. She won the next 4 games.
Oh wow.
The next 4. It's not like she took one. She
was ruthless with
she
it.
was
She was
ruthless.
like, thank
She was
you
like,
for helping
I'm
me.
struggling, but she's struggling too. but I'm a champion. She's not.
Oh wow.
And that's how she pounced on the girl. Before the girl knew it, they were in a tiebreaker for a set that they should have stepped for and finished and sat down 2 hours ago. She was in a tiebreaker. And of course, Ashley Barty completely swept through that one. So congratulations to her. First Australian since 1970 something.
44
We
years.
do 44. We don't do math.
I think it was
That's
about
quite
78.
Oh wow.
Ah. I passed. See my SSC mathematics just shining through. Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you know what?
That's
Australia
right.
was having a pretty good time.
Yeah,
in this
Australia
Open.
was having a pretty good tournament. In the men's doubles final, it
Carry
was two
on.
Australian
And what's
teams,
the other guy's name?
Nick Kyrgios and Kokinakis. Now you have to understand that Kokinakis, tennis is
Does
not
it sound like his
Kokinakis.
name?
They are both Greek heritage. So they've been best friends since they were younger. And you can tell they're best friends. You know, one person has earring, they all have that,
That's
black boy
swag.
bounce. That's what I'm going to be calling it. And then the other people were the Purcell and Ebden. They are the put together, conservative type. And so they were even upset because Purcell and Ebden were upset that there's a way that the special case, which is what they call them, the special case rile up the crowd that is a little disrespectful to their opponents and it's a little unruly. Well, they were disrespectful on the day because both of them were Australians, but the chair coming for the special K was just different. So fantastic one for them in that. In men's tennis, Dylan, what's his surname now? Dylan Ascot for the wheelchair men. He retired. He didn't win the finals, but he retired on the day. Fantastic. He's also been great to Tennis Australia, finding a way to add the disabled community into Australian tennis. So fantastic one for them. But it was a great time for Australian tennis.
Nice.
Children, what have we learned? The crowd will have their darling.
No,
Exactly.
just be a winner as well.
Just be a winner.
Just be a winner.
Just play your game and win. You see, it doesn't matter what
It's
you
not your
do.
fault. Have you ever heard? You know what? It's demoralizing when they're over there cheering your opponent. Ah!
But he must feel so bad
I know
coming
all
second.
these- I know
just-
all
Oga,
of
I'm a
these-
woman in sport. I
I-
know exactly what they're talking about.
Oh,
But you have to keep your head up.
Oh.
You know what? When you come out
Oh.
on the other side, you
Mhm.
see those people that were cheering for the other guy,
They'll
they'd be
come back to
cheering
you.
for you.
There you go.
tell you know what? That's fine. You just shut that down. I love it. All right,
This
let's
is the
move
locker
on.
room real quick. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Let's see your messages.
Let's take
They
some
come-
messages, then we'll need to go on a break.
Okay, so don't forget, you can send the messages stream, which is okay. YouTube.com/smooth91, and of course, don't forget you can also come to our WhatsApp, which is 0809444091. This one here says Djokovic shouldn't contest for any Grand Slam anymore because of vaccine, and Nadal will go on and on and on. Vamos Nadal.
I'm not sure. Well, you know what? Vamos Nadal. Yes. And Jamal B. Victor says, all hail the king of clay, Rafael Nadal. He has set the pace for
Peace.
others.
The peace.
Oh, okay. No, it really that
It
got
came
me
out
up.
as
He
case.
has set the pace for others to follow. Man, spell checker. Why do you always do this autocorrect? And we've got more from you. Do remember you can send your comments in up on the live stream locker room 981. That's what you need to search for. And you'll actually just search for Smooth 981 FM Lagos and you'll be able to leave your comments underneath the live stream. And what
Whoa, look at
comments
that.
we
A lot
have.
of them.
Oh, and everybody is saying Tega is looking good in red.
Yay, thank you.
But hold on. LK Aderogba says, but Tega, being a professional doesn't mean one isn't human. For Medvedev, I felt for Medvedev because he felt the crowd was against him. And Nadal has actually complained about that.
And he also learned. So you will learn.
Come back.
You go and learn.
And Mr. Nekachi says Nadal's win was the best win ever. Medvedev lost the big points. Ashley's win was beautiful to behold. The Aussies made the Australian Open worth it.
All right. Okay, so let's go on that break we talked about. When we get back, we'll do some more talking. Don't forget, this is the locker room. Stay with us.
You will learn. The crowd is cheering for the other guy. Did you come there for the crowd or you came there for the Australian
I
Open?
just feel bad for you. Listen, you know what it feels like when you've got the crowd on your side. When you're playing in home territory and everybody's like, oh.
That's that's why you should get ready to.
Yeah, but what do you do to turn the crowd around?
So,
to
okay,
your
let me
side?
give you this. You see
That's
this thing
another
we're talking.
I mean, also, obviously, don't be abusing the crowd.
Exactly.
That's
Wait,
like
you come out
crowd-
after the tournament, after the match you won, and you said those people that were cheering in between points, they have low IQ.
Oh.
Then you expect that
They
crowd,
came
that
back
low
to you
IQ
now.
crowd to come and cheer for you. Clap for
The
yourself.
crowd has a memory,
And
yo.
they have low IQ.
They came back.
We and our low IQ.
We are
will cheer
clapping for
Nadal.
Nadal. Exactly. Our low IQ may not be enough for your high IQ. So let's cheer for Nadal. That's what it is.
But I'm really happy for Nadal. And I'm still happy
This
for him.
this thing what we're talking about, Nadal, that complaint. This is 2022. 2017, when the Federer came back from a 6-month break like Nadal, he had a knee injury. He was also 35.
Which means that the crowd.
He was also 35.
Yeah.
He beat. He won the Australian Open from the same knee injury at 35.
Wow.
When the crowd was cheering 5 sets. Old man.
Wow.
Didn't they teach him that yesterday? He had to get a motivation for himself.
So what do you think Nadal is going to do now?
No, he'll play on.
Going to keep going.
He's going to keep going. The fact that he could win on hard court with those knees. I want to slide across the clay, guy.
Let's check in on your messages, people. So
You just slide across the clay. So he's definitely going to keep playing.
Nadal, they should create a song for him. Okay, let's see what Tunde has to say. The only reason we'll read that on air. I don't have time. We've got about a minute.
So that's just it. He should calm down.
Mommy now has
You have to prepare.
LG Gen Cool AC.
Jeez,
Just
that's
play
a
for
mini
yourself.
story.
No, we just printed a lot.
Oh, okay.
So the
I
next
was
one
very
is
scared. I was like, how many stories do we
no, the
have?
next one is the Super Falcons.
Okay. All right, I'll read that. Here's
And-
the friend. Waldrum has invited us
with a
to
70% energy savings.
No, just read that. He has invited 35 people. We'll take it from there. So that we'll rush to the Man United story.
Horsepower with a
Thank you.
0.9 kVA. That's
one night
savings on your generator.
yes.
Other
Oh,
sources
yes,
of
they really are.
electricity bills. The
Everybody
new
was calling
LG
about
Gen
the
Cool
VIO,
AC
VIS.
comes with a
I need to even
10-year
check my
warranty
price
on
to
the
know when
compressor.
it's-
Mine
I can't
expire
remember.
in December, so
December. That's a long way.
that should by then they should have regained some sense of I don't even know some sense.
Life's good.
So we
Oh.
are going to
Let's
come.
Tosa say?
Let's come.
Wow,
out.
Tosa has sent a whole essay.
Please, we'll start with Sunday's message.
Yes, I think so.
Then we'll go to Tosan's message. Then we'll come before we come to the Falcons, and then we'll open the phone lines for message.
Welcome back, Lagos Smooth 98.1. This is the locker room, and we see all your messages. We want to give you the opportunity to call the studio as well. So please take down the numbers, but not right now, though.
Don't give the number.
You don't want it?
Every time we do this on the locker room, no.
Okay. All
So
right.
you
You know
like
what?
to
It's okay.
preempt. Kaide is that trigger happy person. They'll start running and they'll be like, "We have not blown the whistle."
He will always be disqualified.
All right, we got your messages coming in up on WhatsApp to 0809 440 981. Let me read this one in from Tunde, who says the only reason Nadal hasn't got 30 Grand Slam titles is Djokovic. The way he comes back to win trophies after injuries remains
He wants to
mysterious
say
or
mystery.
yeah,
Mystery.
it remains mysterious and unbelievable. That makes him different from Federer and Murray. While
Yeah,
Tosa has an
Federer is
essay.
magic. He doesn't struggle.
Okay, Thompson says, you look amaze balls on red. Vamos, Rafael Nadal. Come on.
Medvedev?
Yeah, should stop throwing tantrums. The crowd will always be behind who they want to be behind. He should have just shown some professionalism during the game and not frustrations. Now, Ashley Barty has made me proud. She has created history. It was Colin's first time, so it's expected that she'll be nervous. I'm so happy that 10 men Burkina Faso removed Tunisia from the tournament, and I'm upset that Morocco could not do the same to Egypt. Nice one.
I've got this one in from Cruz, who says running around chasing a tennis ball, traveling at various speeds for 5 hours. That's no small task. I wonder if I can go 45 minutes myself. I'm gonna take a call and guess no. Let's move on. Now we've got some news in for the Super Falcons, and head coach Randy Waldrum has invited a total of 35 players to the camp of the senior women's national team Super Falcons ahead of next month's final qualifying fixture.
Yes, so a huge deal. The African Women's Cup of Nations is coming up in July. And you know how
You
we've dominated.
best support.
Yeah, you know how we've dominated on that front. As opposed to your men. But let's move on very quickly. It's coming up.
Compensate with the World Cup. They said it.
No, we
They
World
said
Cup
it.
tickets, not
With
World
World
Cup.
Cup tickets, they said it.
Kind of, please
We don't World Cup ticket is compulsory.
World
They're
Cup
not
tickets is
And
compensated.
they
different
won the
from
first
That's
three
like saying
games.
you will compensate me with my money. No. but for the women, so first of all, they had to knock out, and this is where I hate the draws for the African Women's Championship. First of all, the Super Falcons had to knock out Ghana from this tournament. So Ghana will not be in Morocco in
Oh.
July. And now the Super Falcons face Cote d'Ivoire, who defeated their own counterparts by 20 goals to nil
Oh my
over
God.
2 legs to get here. So the Super Falcons will have
My
to
eyes
defeat
twitching.
Cote d'Ivoire exactly in February to make it to Morocco in July. So another tough fixture, but of course the usual suspects are called Asisa Toshuala, who's been scoring goals at plenty now with FC Barcelona since she came back from her injury. Of course, is called up and she's a captain. Onomebi, Rashida Tajibade, the usual suspects: Ngozi Okobi, Rita Chikelu, Desire Paranozie, Odega, Ohale, and Chiamaka Ndozie, and Tochukwu Olehi, all the goalkeepers. But the new addition is Ashley Plumtree. Now, let me explain to you how Ashley Plumtree really came to play for Nigeria. This, of course, from the name, you can tell that she's English. But she has Nigerian heritage. The minute she found out, she could switch. You see all this one that this Ademola Lookman has not yet submitted papers. Plumtree submitted papers, and she was following up every single minute. That's why she's cleared to play for Nigeria, and Lookman isn't. So those of you that are shouting at the NFF for Ademola Lookman, before you shout at the Ademola Lookman, look at the Ademola Lookman himself. Has he done everything he needs to do? Plumtree chased her future. He hasn't. But here she chased her future, and here she is now with the Super Falcons, about to play in the qualifiers, and hopefully in the tournament. All right. So we go to the biggest story of the day.
Biggest story? All right. Okay, so the Manchester police say they have arrested a man on suspicion of rape and assault on Sunday after Manchester United suspended England forward Mason Greenwood following allegations on social media. Now, quote here says, Greater Manchester Police was made aware earlier today, Sunday, 30th January, of online social media images and videos posted by a woman reporting incidents of physical violence. Now, the statement said.
Yes, so there was before we woke up on Sunday morning, before we finished enjoying Australian Open, Mason Greenwood's now ex-girlfriend posted a video, a horrifying video, of her face, of her nose bleeding. Oh, she's taking the video down. She's taking the video down. She posted pictures of some bruises on her body, and then she posted a voice note of intimate stuff we can't repeat on morning radio, which is why we are not playing the voice notes on morning radio, because you know how it is. As soon as she posted, we downloaded. So we have it, but we can't post it on morning radio. But yeah, it was not a good one. She's taking the post down now. I think maybe because it's part of the investigation and police have taken over. But what it is that he's been arrested now. Here is the big issue. So at first, Manchester United said they're not going to take any action until all investigations have been done. So by the time the police came into the investigation, next thing we hear, he's now suspended.
They don't condone.
So you have to. It takes me back to the statement that I remember when somebody was talking to Jose Mourinho and saying, they're all role models. Why are they like this? And Jose Mourinho was like, if you want a role model.
Hold on 1 second. If you want a role model, remember that thought. 0-1.
No. When we finish.
No.
When I finish this statement, I will ask the question. Then
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we forgot.
I know.
Okay.
So he was like, if you want a role model, don't look at footballers because they're horrible people.
Hmm.
He would
He
know.
said it and he would know. He works with them.
He would know.
And he's a failed footballer, even if his football career
He
as a
never took
player only lasted as much as one training session. But I mean, that's what. So people that know people, they know, and we've seen these athletes with these cases. Remember Benjamin Mendy's case is still there, and you also have to remember Mendy in Real Madrid.
Yes.
He has a pending assault
Allegation
case,
as well.
allegations on him. So yes, there have been false accusations, but there have also been real
Rooney had
incidents
one,
of athletes.
Ronaldo had one.
Yeah.
Everyone's had one.
No, there have been false accusations,
Mm.
yes, but there have been real incidents. So I'm not
Yeah.
calling the false accusations like Neymar and the rest. Those ones are false
Ah, man,
accusations.
that Neymar-
accusations. But there have been real incidents of players and this physical brutality. So we go to the phone lines now to take your own thoughts on athletes and this character, this behavior that they
Mm.
have. Athletes, because people say rich people do this thing all the time, but oftentimes it's not a really rich man situation. It's more the rich people that do these things. There's something about their history.
01-4489981.
So-
That's the number to call.
So let's talk about Mason Greenwood. What are your thoughts on his situation with Manchester United, and what should be done for players, because it's across board now?
Mhm.
What are the rules that we should take for players? You know, in the NBA, they've taken rules now. If they even hear that you push somebody in the face,
With these guys who train,
Yes.
and train,
So
their
much
bodies are
physicality.
weapons.
yeah.
Anybody, I mean, come on, remember that elevator video?
Thank you.
of
And then the
guys?
NFL, they were hesitant on taking situation, but now they have a full committee that if there's domestic violence in your house, you cannot be playing football. So
That's that deep.
what should be done? First of all, we discussed Mason Greenwood. Then we go into what should be done for athletes. Period. To stop this behavior. So the numbers to call are
0144899981.
Again?
0144899981.
first come, first serve. If you don't call, we move on to the next calls. But let's take some messages now.
Okay, we've got messages on 0809-440-981. Taya's coming in from Aja saying, Ashley Choma Barty and Rafael Kunle Nadal are doing us well. Yes, let's claim them. Medvedev should be calming down, and tennis owes Serena Williams an apology after what he did on court. Is Serena retired?
Is she?
Chega's
No, she's
going over
injured.
to the mic. All right. And ZZ Classic says Greenwood is a disgrace to football. Why waste his talent on the wrong opponent? Hey, gosh, that's a question, man. When wrestlers are there for him to challenge. I like it. Let's move on. We got more.
Emeka comes in to say Mason Greenwood will become firewood after the signs from prison
He
FC.
signs for prison FC. My gosh.
Okay, listen to the alleged voice note, and I felt all I felt was sadness. Him and Benjamin Mendy can be doing prison by derby together.
They're gonna do prison derby together.
Oh,
Okay.
wow, wow,
You know
wow.
what? I like the tone of this message. Ronson says I think it's the Mendy in Man City and not the one in Madrid. That's
Okay,
culpable.
there's Mendy in Man City. He has his case. That's the one
Yes.
that the police is on. But there is still allegations of the other Mendy in Real Madrid that he had from France
There's a thing of
that is
Mendy's
still
going on.
pending.
Man, what's up with
So
guys named
Ronson,
Mendy?
yeah.
All right, Taya from Aja says not even a masterclass Marcus Rashford apology can redeem Mason Greenwood's situation. Not even footballers injure themselves like that.
Wow.
How far now?
I'm going to
I
look for
feel
this
is
picture
what
right after
his
this.
message should have ended with. And Oluwakemi says, please, why didn't Morocco see off Egypt the way Burkina Faso saw off Tunisia? The allegations against Mason Greenwood, that's just so sad. And if this is true, then he has finished his own career with his own hands. Just like Benjamin Mendy, the Super Falcons can beat Cote d'Ivoire. And that's all Oluwakemi has to say. You know, Oluwakemi always comes in with those messages. All right, keep sending them in. And of course, go over to Locker Room. No, not Locker Room. YouTube.com/. Oh, I've forgotten.
Smooth 91 FM Lagos. That's it though. But you know what? That's our show.
Yeah.
That's
Can you believe it? We actually
Entirely.
ran out of time.
Yeah, I know.
That's
But before we go, I have one more thing to say. Please, first of all, those of you that are celebrating Tunisia's exit, you shouldn't be celebrating. You should be weeping. Burkina Faso beat Tunisia easily because Tunisia are easily beatable. So you should be weeping that your Super Eagles fell to that poor, horrible Tunisia. You shouldn't be celebrating. You should be
Dead
crying.
sheets, by the way. Sheets. All right. That's our show. Don't forget, guys, there's more to come. You can also catch Tega on social media, on Twitter, basically, at Tega Supreme. Yes? Okay.
The supreme one.
And keep the conversation going over there. I'll be back after the short break.
One love music.
She's
All right,
such
people.
a face, man.
Are smooth.